the Mar-a-Lago Accords. I have just had my attention made, and I'm a pretty smart guy. I do have a degree from the University of Texas at Dallas. I'm going to bring that down. No, I'm not going to show that. I'm not going to show that. I don't want to give out my name for billions and billions of people to know what my name is. No, I don't want that. That would have been a bad idea. So anyway, I supposedly, as my ex-landlord used to say, have a degree in economics in 1985. And I'm just going to be honest. The reason I didn't get a master's degree and a PhD is I just didn't think that I was smart enough. A lot of people were telling me all my life that I was smart. And I'm verbose. And I'm not afraid to talk. I'm not afraid to embarrass myself. So I stick my neck out. Maybe that's it. So something happened. So anyway, I got a degree. But the problem that I had with economics is they do this kind of thing. They'd say, well, if this happens, then this will happen, and that will happen, and then something else will happen, and then that'll cause this to happen, and this would happen. And by the time I got confused, I didn't get it. And then they'd have these lines and say, this is the demand curve, and this is the supply curve, and if it moves along the demand curve, it means this. If the demand curve jumps, if the supply curve jumps, and then we had supply side, we had this, we had that. And I don't have any problem with it. The people that do it, I think it's a valuable thing, and I'm glad I studied it. Because it taught me about trade-offs, and it taught me about because my father told me, he said, you don't want to go to college just to get a job. You want to be able to read the newspaper or watch the news and know what the hell is going on. That's what he told me. And my father was a wise man. Okay, so let's get back to cases. Okay, in this case, Mar-a-Lago, as all of you know, it is this gorgeous place where Mr. Trump goes with his gorgeous wife and his beautiful family and their rich friends and their people that are lucky enough to go down there and hang around with him. Well, they have to play golf, so in the heat, so I don't know if that's any fun. I don't know how anybody likes to hit a ball and then walk and you can't even find it and then hit it again to go put it in a hole. So then you have to go do the thing all over again. I don't quite get all that. Maybe it's the drinking. I don't know. But I don't get it. I don't understand it. But hey, there's a lot of things I don't understand. But anyway, let's get to the meat of this. The Plaza Accords were made by President Reagan and his staff with Japan, Germany, and so forth, essentially telling them that you needed to buy our debt, and we were going to sell our debt to them and lower our currency. It was a move to lower the currency. And quite frankly, I don't know if I can explain it to you, but it worked. Okay? He got all these countries to buy our stuff, so our dollar would go up. Our dollar would go down, right? And we could buy stuff, and it was good because the dollar was too high. Okay, I don't want to go into this all because I don't know. You have to look somewhere else. I'm just trying to make you aware of this. So that was the Plaza Accords, which was a reaction to what Mr. Nixon did in 1971 when he said, "Hey, Charles de Gaulle, whoever the leader of England was, whoever our trading partners were at that time." Said, we're not gonna let you come into Fort Knox and take gold out of there. We're just gonna give you dollars. That's what happened in 1971. So when I remember when I was coming up, people would say, this is because our dollar isn't backed by anything. Our dollar isn't backed by anything. People thought that having gold in Fort Knox would somehow magically fix everything. So I was questionable of that. I didn't believe that, but a lot of people did, and there's a lot of smart people, and I'm not denigrating them, okay, because I don't know everything. I'm just telling you that's what happened. Okay, so now the Plaza Accords came in, and now 40 years later, Mr. Trump is coming out with all this tariff stuff and all this other stuff, and the stock market fell and so forth, right? And people that have money in the stock market, if you're retired and you have $500,000 in the stock market, and that's what you're living off of, and then all of a sudden your stock market was worth $396,000, I mean, you'd be pretty upset. I'm not saying that happened, but that would upset people. Okay, you don't have to be a genius. So, but what Mr. Trump and Mr. Besant and the rest of that crew, I don't know who else is involved. I definitely think those two are involved. I would think Mr. Vance has given input. I don't know. I'm not going to speak in conspiratorial terms or any of that stuff. But yeah, I'm just saying that they're doing this, and that's their goal, is to lower the value of the dollar and to keep it as the world currency. So they want these countries to give up their stuff for us. That's essentially, he's trying to force them. So he says, if you don't do what we want to on this, we're going to tariff, and you're not going to be able to sell anything, and you're going to have people burning your capitals down. That's what it's all about, okay? So that is the Mar-a-Lago Accord. So let's all matriculate on this a little bit, and we'll all learn about this together. Out.